Oh, yeah. We are going to be steaming out that red stain. Woohoo! I'm going to show you how I remove it here. I'm using a product called Red Vanish. That's not necessary. You can use just a original Windex without vinegar in it, just the original formula. The wetting agent in that Windex is going to basically loosen up and break down the red stain. Look at that steam. That's what's going to help transfer the color onto a cotton cloth. These are just simple washcloths. And this is the Wagner 725 wallpaper steamer. Alrighty then, here is the culprit. There is a red stain. It's kind of hard to see on this olive color carpet. I'll get the lamp down on the floor so we can see it. The Wagner comes with a smaller hand attachment or the bigger wall plate, which I like to use. There's the red stain. This is one of my hotel accounts. The owner is very conscientious of his units. They're always immaculate. And if there's any problems or specialty stains like this, he does give me a call and have me come out to remove them or attempt to remove them, as you can never guarantee specialty stains. Note the word stain, not a spot, but a stain sometimes can be permanent. I am filming with one hand, so bear with me as I unstrap this hose. I'll get everything set up and then we'll get to work. Stay tuned. All right, let's check in on the time. So it is what, 1:32 in the afternoon. This shouldn't take, usually takes about 15-20 minutes. These are flat rate charges that I charge for any specialty stains that I have to attempt to remove with steam. We'll see how long it takes for the Wagner steamer to start heating up. There's no on-off button. You just basically fill it to the fill line, plug it in, let it heat up. The plate is facing up so that the vapor doesn't hit the furniture. Also, when it starts to first heat up, you'll get a little percolating going on. And that could put a little moisture out of the plate. So if you're not careful, you could kind of get water around the place, so not that much. But if you're using it on furniture or anything like that, maybe have a bucket set aside and drop your plate in the bucket while it's percolating and heating up. So I'm going to, again, pre-treat this pretty liberally. You can use original formula Windex, which has basically a wetting agent in it, which helps break down any of the color. Some people will use straight clear ammonia. That will also help to reverse the dye in the red product that's on there, whether it's Kool-Aid, I guess is how you say it, or juice box or wine. Just be careful. The vapor from the ammonia can be very pungent. If you got customers around, it can bother their nasal passage and their lungs. So I recommend Windex. It basically does the same thing. It's the wetting agent that helps to break down that matter. I'm using a product from NCAP store called Red Vanish. Okay, And we'll see if we can get it heated up here. I'll kind of tune in and show you when it starts to really boil. This thing gets up to, I believe, 211 degrees. So what are we at? Okay, it's been 4 minutes, 136. So we'll keep an eye on it, and then you can see how the Wagner 725 wallpaper steamer works. You can use a regular clothing steamer, not the flat iron, but one that produces steam. I think there's probably some available at Walmart or Walgreens or Amazon for as low as $20. It's gonna take a little bit longer, and they're usually handheld, so you're gonna have to hold it down. If it's flat, don't get it straight on the carpet. Just kind of let the steam and vapor go down into the fiber to loosen that up. The cloth is laid on there dry, and it will absorb the color. It's called a color transfer. Once this gets fully heated up, we'll be able to move to the next segment here of steaming. The steam will not harm the carpet. It basically can be used to remove different specialty stains. And when I say stains, that's the operative word here. It is not a spot that we know we can just spray something on it. We have to use a specialty cleaner and the steam, basically. So there's no guarantee that we can fully remove it. I'm gonna get comfortable and pull up a seat. We'll check back in on the time, and we'll work this spot. Stay tuned. We are at, what is it, 138, so 6 minutes. There you'll see the red coming up into the cloth. It's important that you remove the cloth and use a fresh one each time, otherwise you'll transfer what's in the cloth back to the carpet. Heat is how they set the dye, so you don't want to do that because you will permanently be transferring the red back into the fibers. I have seen people just use the straight steam, which I'm going to do here. Let that penetrate because I can still see a lot of the pink on the carpet, which means it's down in the thin layer of padding beneath this. So we are going to get that really hot, and then we'll work on it again. You do need multiple cloths. You can see there it also picked up a little bit of soil. That rag is one that I've been using. I usually clean them, throw them in a bag in my van so I have them on board. Here we'll make sure we get all along the areas. Me sitting there, looks like hard work, right? Nothing to it but to do it. 145. So we started at 132. So we are in, what, 13 minutes? Pretty quick process. It does depend on the stain transfer, so sometimes you could get set up and you might have to do this. It could take upwards to 30 minutes per spot. We'll put a little more solution on there to help break down anything that's risen to the surface. And let that steam do its job. And there are lots of various steamers that you could use. You just want to make sure not to go too hot when it comes to carpet. There are some steamers that get up to, you know, over 250, 300. There you go. It's looking good so far. Poly-C gives it the royal thumbs up. And that thing is percolating. There's no valve to dump it. You just have to basically fill and dump from the spout. This is the tip. Put a towel down after you just dry steam it without putting the pad face down first and the steamer on it. Steam it. That's helping to bring everything into an upward position. You could see we have a lot of that red product, whatever it is, juice box or whatnot, deep down in the fibers. So when I put the pad on there and step on it, it pulls it up through the surface and into the cloth. This is that tip that I was talking about, a little extra something that a lot of people don't do. You could see when I was done just steaming that the red was gone from the surface, and that's great. It'll dry, you probably won't see it. But the next time somebody cleans it with any moisture, that red that was left below the surface of the carpet is going to wick back up and you'll have a reappearing red stain. Nobody wants to have to pay for the same job twice, so I'm going to put a little weight on it. This kind of pulls it to the surface. And we'll do this a couple times. We'll just kind of vapor steam it and then we'll press it out. I do have a water claw on the van and a high pressure or high capacity vac master. I could hook up and kind of suck it from the bottom up, but that's not necessary. I'll continue to work this and we'll see what kind of results we get. The proof is in the pad, or the towel, as I always like to say. There you go. Vanishing red stains. Looking fantastic. Wagner 725 wallpaper steamer. Basically, any steam is going to be your best friend when it comes to some of those specialty stains, especially color stains, red, blue. There you go. there is the proof. Aha. Thank you for watching. I hope this helps somebody. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so, and I'll see you in the next one.